بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Since September 2019, the Islamic Education Trust Human Welfare Department has positively touched over 6,500 lives through its intervention program, the food aid program, the financial aid program, Qurbani meat distribution during Eid al-Adha, Widows Empowerment Program, the Orphan Care Program, and the Tree Planting Program. For this good work to continue and be sustained, we need your continuous support. Jazakumullahu khairan as we look forward to your generous donation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are again welcome to this week's episode or edition of our program, Parenting in Islam. And in this program, we have been discussing a series in child's right in Islam. And last week, we discussed one part of it, and this week we are continuing from where we stopped. And as usual, I have my resource person and guest. Introduce yourself.
I'm Haji Amir Suleiman, a former member.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And you are?
I'm Hawa Kulu Abdullahi.
Mashallah.
We are continuing, as I said. Last week we stopped where we spoke about advantage of children to their parents.
No.
This week we want to look at other issues that affect children from the Islamic perspective as usual. Usually, or let me say naturally, we do expect that if our parents or the family background of a child is that of a learned, Islamically learned parents, we do expect that the offsprings of that family should be the same. That is to say, we expect that the behavior of that child should be according to the Islamic injunctions, no more, no less. So my question now is, how influential is the personality of parents as regards the morale of their children?
Alhamdulillah. You see, the personality of every parents in the family have a great influence on the offsprings of that family because of hadith that was narrated by Abu Hurairah that the Prophet ﷺ said, no child is born, but he is said, no child is born, but he is upon the natural instinct, that is fitr. It is his parents that either turn him to a Christian, a Jew, or a magician. This is to say that parents are either consciously or unconsciously serving as role model to their children. Because children are very good in copying what they see. If a parent is on the right path, the children will surely be on the right path because they are serving as a role model. There are instances that parents confuse the children in the family. For example, a woman who marries to somebody who is not religiously committed, or a man who married to a woman that is not religiously committed. What do you expect the children to do now? Who will they take as a role model? The children are in the center and they become confused. So, at that level, parents should be careful on who the spouse is, so that the children are not put in a state of confusion. Confusion in the sense that the mother is this way and the father is to the left, the mother is to the right. While both of them are supposed to be to the right. But one is to the left and one is to the right. The parents are in the children are in the center, very in a state of confusion. And this state of confusion has just started from the family system. It's going to follow them as they grow up and into the society. So that is why it is very important for parents to serve as a role model in accordance to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to their children. Yes.
Yes, well, it's not unusual, to see, from our own contemporary society now, where you have children of the same parents, but having different faith. That is, you could see a child of the same mother and father, children of the same mother and father, but, having different faith.
Exactly.
And that is because right from the onset, and constantly we do remind ourselves that the Prophet ﷺ has told us that you must choose a mother for your children right from before you even start giving birth to them. That is right from the stage of getting married.
Yes.
Because you
Selection.
get in mind that any woman you marry is a potential mother of your children. Exactly. Now, again, another thing we notice with parents in bringing up our children is not identifying the character traits of our children. We are not being observant, as to know what is the interest of my child, so as to guide him. And Mariam, what I want to find out, what are the character traits of children, right from the infant stage to adulthood?
Okay.
Yeah.
Childhood in Islam is an entire facet of itself. It's the period of life that is characterized with supreme love, enjoyment, happiness, and relaxation to the child. And by extension, this happiness and enjoyment is extended to the family, in the sense that the arrival of a newborn baby in the family kindles the spirit of happiness and enjoyment to the family. This is a critical place the family should watch out, because in Tarbiyah, childhood is classified into three. We have the first 7 years, the second 7 years, and the third 7 years. Our discussion now is in the first 7 years, and that is why it is characterized by love, enjoyment, and happiness. As the parents are close to the children and doing this to the children, interacting with the children socially, the children are learning. Parents should be aware of this critical stage. Whatever attitude a child can pick here remains endemic with him, because he grows up with it. If you are able to be there and give him the positive attitude at this level, believe me honestly, you are going to enjoy the second stage of the 7 years and the third stage of the 7 years. But what we experience these days, especially with the absent mothers, especially maybe with the excuse of poverty, you find out that children at this level have started laboring for the parents. The love is not there, the care is not there, their relaxation is trampled upon, is not taken care of. So you are bound to have problem in the second 7 years when they are supposed to be learning, and in the third 7 years when they should be acquiring some skills for themselves. Yes.
And that could be due to the carelessness of the parents, Maria?
Yes, due to the carelessness of the parent, due to the fact that maybe ignorance, I wouldn't say totally carelessness, but ignorance. They are not even aware of it. They are not aware that at this point in time, they should be playing with the children. They should be relaxing with the children. They should have play gadgets for the children. And while playing with them at this point in time, they are learning as well as doing that. There is a hadith of Rasulullah that said, if a parent goes to the markets and bought a toy for the children is as if he has given sadaqah. But how often do we as parents spend money for toys for our children?
Yes.
We see it as a waste. But it says a child is a child, even if he's a prophet. So that level cannot be denied.
So at this stage, the most important thing is, parent, a mother should appreciate the child for what he is.
For what he is as a
At
child.
that level.
Yes, as a child.
Forcing him to do something which is higher than the level he is like, kind of frustrating him.
Frustrating.
And that's why sometimes you see children will be crying, insisting that this is what they want to do. And the mother will not allow them to do, even though it's not going to harm them, but probably that will disturb her own peace. Probably she's engaged in doing something,
Yes.
and if she allows the child to engage himself in doing this, might disturb her own activity.
Yes.
Well, we will have to go on break here, and when we come back, we'll continue. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.